feel like I have a lot to share with you today. I've got whips, I've got starts, I've got finishes, I've got haul, I've got everything you could possibly want in a floss tube today, so let's get into it. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel, X Stitch and Chill. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new here, my name is Kelsey and this channel is all about cross stitching and the chill things I'm doing while I cross stitch, mostly watching movies, TV, and listening to books. So there's a few things that I want to talk about before we get into the actual stitchy stuff. First, I did receive some stitchy kindness from Charlie Quinn, is her name on Instagram, but her name is actually Angel. And she sent me these thread chips, floss drops. They're from Adam Hart. So I was really excited when she said that she would send them to me. We'll get into what I was going to use them for and why she sent them to me in a minute. But they are just the frosted crinkles. They're just these frosted little floss chips for floss dropping. And yeah, so she sent me those and there's like 100 in here and we'll talk about why we need them. So thank you so much, Angel, for that stitchy kindness. I love it, and you guys are gonna love it too in a minute. It's gonna be exciting for everybody, but I really appreciate her sending me those and helping me out, and I don't know if I'll become a floss drop convert, but we'll see. We'll see. I also wanted to mention a few groups that I have joined recently. So I recently joined the Fandom Stitching Central group on Facebook, and I am on Team Orc. And it's basically just a stitching challenge group. Every week there's weekly challenges. There's like a yearly challenge. There's monthly challenges. There's challenges for reading books and watching movies. And then stitching challenges. So it's a lot of things. I still haven't gotten a handle on everything. I've gotten a handle on the weekly challenges, which is really great because it's forcing me to pick up some whips that I'm not excited to work on, or I'm just like, okay, I'll work on it. So it's nice to kind of be forced to work on those. It's been pretty enjoyable. I've only been in the group for about 3 weeks now. So it's fun though, and it's a nice little challenge and extra little pickup whips. So if you are interested in that, they pick a different fandom every year. So this year it is Lord of the Rings. You don't have to be stitching Lord of the Rings anything in order to participate, but you do get extra points for like watching the movies and reading the books and everything. So yeah, it's really fun, and you can find that on Facebook. I'll also put the link down below, but the second group is a new society, I guess. It's called the Cross Stitch Society, and they are an all-inclusive group of stitchers, and we are dedicated to making connections with other stitchers in, around the world, basically. They're trying to make a network of stitchers where we can do meetups, and we can do virtual meetups with people all over the world and meetups locally with people. So that's really exciting because I always need more stitchy friends and people who I can talk to about this craft. And it's always nice to meet up with some people who are like-minded and enjoy stitching. So it is called the Cross Stitch Society, and you can find them on Facebook. There is a Google form you need to fill out, which I'll put in the description, but I am excited because I am the rep for the Denver area, and so my job is to coordinate local meetups. Okay, so now we're gonna get into our finishes. I have 2 finishes. One is impressive, one is a little less impressive, but there's 2 finishes nonetheless. So we're gonna take that as a win. So my first finish, which I'm sure you saw coming, is the Heart of the Summer. I am doing this as a stitch along with some buddies from my Twitch channel. It's not too late. You can always join us if you would like to. It is hashtag Heart of the Season Sal on Instagram, and we are doing all the Heart of the Seasons patterns from Little Dove Stitches, which you can find on Etsy, And yeah, we're stitching each one in each season. So we stitched spring and spring, and now we're stitching summer and summer. And then starting tomorrow, today is the last day of August, we will be starting Heart of the Autumn in September. So if you want to join a Heart of the Autumn, you can, and you can finish them, or you cannot. You can just live vicariously through me and others as well. But so this is my finish on Heart of the Summer. Get it all in there. So this is an 18 count, and I think the color is Celadon, and I think it's a Zweigart fabric. And so yeah, I think my favorite are the little like backstitch birds over there, because like the birds really made it come to life. I feel like it was kind of like, I mean, it looked really good, but when the birds came in, it was like super exciting. And I was like, oh, that really just kind of like pulls it all together. I'm not a huge fan of my strawberry seeds at the bottom here. I don't know. I just feel like my French knots always look a little wonky. So yeah, not my favorite part of this stitch, but it's done and it's really beautiful. I think I'm waiting to finish all of them to fully finish them and decide how I'm going to fully finish them. But when they are finished and everything, I'll be hanging them up in my house during that season. So yeah, I am really excited to have this one done. I'm excited to start Heart of the Autumn. It's gonna look like this, and it is got lots of pumpkins and scarecrows and everything, and so I'm really excited to do that one. And that one is stitched on 18 count as well, and I believe it's Zweigart Nougat. My next finish is a very small finish, and really I just did it to practice. I knew I wanted to start a full coverage piece, and I knew I wanted to do tent stitch for this full coverage piece. So I have never stitched tent stitch, and I've never stitched on anything lower than, well, besides my racetracks, I've never stitched on anything lower than 18 count. So I wanted to practice doing tent stitch. I had this piece of 25 count Lugana, and decided to see what tent stitch looked like, and if I liked it, and if it was something I was gonna be okay with. So I like coverage wise and everything. So I stitched this little tiny, it's got little things everywhere. This little tiny cat in a plant. I have 6 of these patterns. I don't know if I'll stitch the rest of them, but these are cats in plants. And so I stitched this little cat, and like I said, this is 25 count, and I did it on a tent stitch. And I think the coverage looks really good. I'm not upset about it. So yeah, he's super cute. I think the only thing that looks weird, which wouldn't bother me in a full coverage anyway, is like where the plant stems look a little funky in tent stitch. They just don't look full. But I don't think that, you know, when it comes to full coverage, that's gonna matter. So yeah, I did my little kitty on this little 25 count, and he got finished. So we're counting it as a finish because he's adorable. He's so cute. And that brings us to our new start, which I'm very excited to share with you. If you are on Twitch, come join me in stitching this pattern up, because I have been working on it on there. I started it actually on my Twitch stream last week. So I am on Twitch usually Sundays and Wednesday afternoons. So if you are on there and you want to come check it out with me. But this new start is Tea Room, which you might remember from my last FlossTube, magically ended up in my Etsy cart. And so I kitted it all up, and well, I kitted most of it up. I'm still missing a couple colors of floss that I need to buy. But for the most part, it's kitted up and ready to go. This is, oh my gosh, there's so much fabric. This is my start. So I've just started, so like down here in like this block, that's the end of page 1, and then this is the end of page 1. So I started in the top corner. And yeah, this is a 28 count, easy count Lugana. I'm enjoying working on it. I am. And like I said, I'm doing this with a tent stitch. So that's a little different. And then I want to do a video, like a FlossTube extra, about tent stitch and like my experience with it and how I'm kind of coping with it. But I do think it's nice, and I've been enjoying working tent stitch on this one. So I'm not upset about it. And I do have a couple threads parked. I don't know how much I'll park threads. We'll have to see. But there is like so much fabric on the bottom of this. Like, I think it's 30 inches long by the end of the stitch. But this one is 50 inches. So I could cut off a good chunk of it and be okay with that. But yeah, I haven't done that yet. And then I got some like little like magnet hoops to like hold it up while I'm stitching, and they don't work because it's so humongous. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about that. But yes, I started this on Twitch. I'll be working on it on Twitch for maybe a little bit. I try to switch it up every now and then. But I'm also working on it like on my own because, you know, I'm hoping with tent stitch it won't take 9,000 years to finish this project. And that's kind of like the point, is like kind of experiment and see like how quick I can get through. This isn't even 1% though. So, but I've only worked on it like maybe 2 or 3 times. So, yeah, I literally just started this on Sunday, so I haven't really started a bunch, but the coverage looks good. The guided fabric is really nice. And yeah, so look forward to this kind of coming alive. I'll show you the floss in a minute for it, and you can see all the colors. All right, so that's my only new start. And I should mention that the cat plant was a start and a finish. Got to take those wins when you can, you know. So my next one is my Deathly Hollow stitch, which is artwork by DJ Vigo, and I got it from Thread Geeks. So it was chartered by Thread Geeks. And this is a retired pattern. It's not available anymore, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So this is what it will look like when it's done. It's like a take on Starry Night, but it has Death and the Three Brothers from Harry Potter. So yeah, it's really cool. And I think like a stitch in the Death and Three Brothers, like the original artwork from the movie, would be so cool because that artwork is like awesome. But anyway, so this is what it looked like last time I showed you guys. I think I had just started in on page 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, page 4. So this is continuing on page 4, and I don't know what to do with that, but but it's out of the hoop, so I can show you the whole thing. So this is what it looks like so far. So like I said, I'm working on page 4. The bottom page on this first side down here is like 90% black. So I should get to it eventually. Like I should just be like, okay, I'm going to do like 100, 200 stitches in black on that page because it's going to take forever. And I feel like I might not want to get to it like eventually, but this is Death coming together. So that's the top of his head right there. And yeah, so there's a lot of black right in here as well. Like this is all black for his cloak. And then the brothers will start on the next page over here. But up here is still like more of these stars and stuff. So yeah, it's coming along. We are coming up. Oh no, I started this in January, so we aren't coming up on a year quite yet. But yeah, and I love it. This one is stitched on an 18 count, easy count Zweigart, because I love the gridded fabric, especially for these huge full coverage pieces. It makes it so nice to know where you messed up. My next stitch is the Farming Magic Stitch Along by Flossie Fox Shop, and I am working on part 7 still. So it was a stitch along. The last part came out at the beginning of August, and so the stitch, like all the pieces are out now. So I wouldn't say the stitch along is over because people are still finishing it, but there's been a couple finishes and they all look really awesome. And so yeah, I'm working on that right now, and I'm working on part 7, which is like the bottom corner where there's like a dog and a thing. This is what the whole thing looks like, if you haven't seen what it looks like. So part 7 is down in the corner. There's a rooster and stuff. So this is what it looks like. Last time I showed you guys, I think I had just kind of gotten the dog in there, and some of the pumpkins started maybe, I don't know. But this is what it looks like now. So it's just a little filling in a little bit. I got like the fence done, and these pumpkins are almost done. They just need their little stems. The dog is almost done. This chest needs a couple things, but there's still like a big fairy right here, and there's some flowers up here and stuff. So yeah, I haven't quite finished it. Every time I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really close. Then I'm like, yeah, I'm not close. Oh, there's still all that blue I need to stitch and all the red I need to stitch. So it will be fine though, and it will get done eventually. This is one that the Stitching Fandom Central has really helped me get into, because one of the prompts this week is stitch something with a heartbeat. So all my animals on here have a heartbeat, and I think I used it for a prompt for like something that emits a very strong odor, whether it's good or bad. Like a farm definitely has its own special odor. And so yeah, that's what I've been doing on this one, and hopefully I can get it finished before the end of the year. This is one that I want to finish so that I can have it off my plate kind of situation. So yeah, loving that. All right, and then the last WIP that I have worked on since I saw you guys last is my F1 stitch. So last weekend was an F1 weekend. This weekend is an F1 weekend, so this will get some more stitches put into it, at least 200 more stitches put into it this weekend. But this is what it looked like last time. So every week I stitch at least 200 stitches on this because it's my team colors. But there's also 2 other challenges. So there's an F1 stitching challenge on Instagram. I do green for my team, Aston Martin, that I picked at the beginning of the season. And so I do my 200 stitches in green, but then there's also stitches for how many points your driver gets, and then stitches for the race distance. So sometimes I do those on this project, sometimes I do them on a different project, but anyway. And this is what it looks like now. So I didn't really get a ton done in here. I got the border. So like this is the bottom of page 1. There's 2 pages. So there's a top and a bottom. So this is the bottom of page 1 right here. And the windmill is done. But there's still like a bunch in here to do of the windmill. And then there's also a bunch of this. There's like these little flower motifs in here also. So there's still lots to do. It needs to last me for the whole season. So yeah, this one is coming along, and we'll get some more stitches in it soon. So, all right, so that is all of my WIPs. So let's get into some haul. So if you watched my last video about all the patterns that I've bought and I haven't been stitching, I said I was going to save 2 of them that I bought for the next FlossTube video. So here we are. If you've been sitting on the edge of your seat, this FlossTube's a little late. So I've been sick with a cold and everything, so I haven't really been up for filming, but lots of stitching getting done. I got 2 new patterns. They're both from Tilton Crafts. This one's called Femme Fatale, and I love this one so much. It was really hard to not start this one right away. but it is absolutely gorgeous. And it's one that I could see us like actually hanging up somewhere prominent in the house. You know, like it would be great in our bathroom, or it would look really good in our bedroom. So yeah, I really like the art style, and I just think it's very cool. So yeah, that is Femme Fatale. And then the other one I got is a vintage Moe Chandon. That's not how you say it. That's how you say it when you're not being serious. I can't even say it right anymore. But the Moe Chandon, which is a champagne, if you don't know. This is like a vintage bottle advertisement for it. So it's lots of fun pinks and reds. And this is another one that I think we could definitely hang in like a kitchen or a dining room or something. And if I ever finish it. But me and my husband always joke about Moe Chandon because of a Saturday Night Live skit when these girls, they're like showing off stuff, but they used to be ladies of the night, but now they're doing like showing stuff on a game show or something like that. And they're always advertising Moe Chandon. And so they're like, Moe Chandon. They're like, it's for all occasions, you know, weddings, successful surgeries. They just got these funny accents and stuff. It's really great if you Google it. I think it's on YouTube, but it's super funny. So I thought that would be a good one. And it's also really pretty. So besides being an inside joke, it's a really pretty one. So those are the two patterns that I bought. I only bought 2 patterns. I know, but someone had mentioned that Tilton Crafts was needing a little extra support. So I went over there and she was actually having a sale. So they were on sale and I am very excited about them. So another part of my haul you already saw, I got the 28 count Lugana from 123 Stitch with the grid on it already. And that was for starting that project specifically. And then I also kitted up a bunch of the floss and I used the floss drops that Angel sent me. So yeah, there's two. So these aren't all the colors. There's 150 colors in Tea Room. So this is some of them. And like I said, I don't know if I'm going to be a floss drop convert. Like this took a long time to do. And I think part of the reason was because I was like, you know, some of these floss drops that Angel sent me already had like numbers on them. So I was kind of like organizing it through that way. And then I was looking and seeing like, okay, well, how many stitches is in this color? Because I'm not going to put all of it on a floss drop when I'm not going to like use all of it. So like this one only has like 200 and some stitches, and I've been told I cut my threads too long, but you know what? I don't care. I'm going to do me. Yeah. So like this one doesn't have very much on it because it doesn't have very many stitches in it. So some of them I did do the whole skein. Some of them I didn't do the whole skein. Some of them are ones that I already had like in my stash. And so like, that's like this purple one and this and like these really long ones. Cause I didn't, if I cut them, they would have been too short. So yeah. So yeah, this is some of the colors. So this is color block number 1. So pretty. And then these are some of the other colors in here. Also pretty. I love the purples and the blues. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous when it's finished. So we shall go on that journey together as a team. Yeah. So I do have, she had some numbers already numbered up of ones that I still need to get. I also got a couple more of these rings because this one's like an extra one I had that was small. This one's the one that came with the actual floss drops. So like this one's 3 inches and this one's like 1.5 or something too. I don't know. So yeah, I ordered a couple more big rings for them. And then I have a little like cabinet above my head over here that you never see. So I think I'm going to hang these with some like adhesive hooks, and I'll hang them over there just so that they can stay nice. I don't think the cats will mess with them. They don't really mess with my stuff all that much. They just poop on my floor because they're jerks. Oh, he's down there. He pooped on my floor. So I mentioned that I got some like magnets. So I got like just these round like ones that are like really powerful. And even those don't work for the tea room. So I'll see what I can do with that one. And then I got these little loopy ones that you see a lot of people have. And they have little like stars, magnets on the ends. The magnets are pretty good. They're just not long enough. More into my haul, but this haul comes with a little bit of a story. So one of my favorite crafters, she's on Instagram at Your Gal Kiwi, and she makes a lot of things. She used to make like drinks and like drink cups and wine glasses and stuff, but now she mostly does smaller things, stickers, cards. I have a lot of her stuff. She gets me. We have the same sense of humor, so I really enjoy buying stuff from her. But she mentioned on her Instagram one day that she had gone to this store in Denver called Recreative, and it is basically a thrift store for arts and crafts and sewing and things. So they have like sewing machines that you can buy. They have tons of fabric, lots of art supplies, scrapbooking supplies, tons of stuff. And it's a nonprofit, so everything just gets donated. On Monday of this week, I went down there, up there, and I volunteered with them. And basically it was just sorting through boxes of donations and deciding, what needs to be categorized where, and kind of like what things should be priced at, and kind of putting it all together, making sure everything has all the pieces and stuff like that. So it's what you would imagine it would be. So I went and volunteered with them, and that was really fun, just hanging out with other people and who like to craft and sorting through all this stuff. And it was kind of fun because you would find like all these weird treasures and stuff. So it was a really fun time, and I really enjoyed it. I just went. Nobody came with me. I just showed up. So, but that was really fun. I'll definitely go and do another volunteer night with them because it's fun, and it's a great community thing. And I really like the store, and so I want to support them and make sure that they can stay open because it's a great concept, and I think it's a great way to, use crafts and things. So I went there and I did get some things. I've got my haul. So their floss stock is sometimes labeled with the colors, sometimes not. So I went through their floss stash and I just got all of the labeled DMCs I could find. So I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 of them. And they were 25 cents each. So yeah, I will just add them to my stash. I don't know if I already have these colors or what, but some of them are have older DMC tags on them, and some of them have newer ones. So, and they have a lot half bobbins and stuff like that, but I just went through and some of the skeins are used. You can tell some of it's missing, but some of them are full skeins. So yeah, I got those from them. And then I also found a bunch of bobbins. I got all these little bobbins for 50 cents. Some of them are written on, but most of them are not. So a little thing of bobbins. I didn't really have a ton of time to shop when I was there volunteering, but I did see a Thomas Kincaid pattern in there. So I'll have to go back and see if it is one that is hard to find. But I did find this little cross-stitch ribbon. So it is just got gold on the edges, and then it's Ada in the middle. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but it says it's a yard. I'm not sure if it is a whole yard or not, but I don't know. Maybe I'll stitch it as something like a Christmas something or other that I can use to wrap gifts and make sure it doesn't get thrown away because I'll be pissed. But yeah, this is a little ribbon that I found. And then I did get 2 pieces of Ada. I got this one, which was $1, which is a Charles Craft fiddler's cloth. So it's an 18 count and it's like got some variegation in the back and everything. So it's like really cool. I liked it. And then I have this Ada, which is a mystery Ada. I don't know. It wasn't labeled or anything, but I think it's an 18 count. It might be 16, but it looks definitely not 14. Doesn't look like 14. So it might be a 16 or an 18 count. And it's in this nice little brown color. And it was 50 cents, you know. It's not a huge piece, but it's a piece. And yeah. They also have a huge collection of like art books and stuff and like vintage crochet and knitting patterns and stuff like that. And I mean, I don't knit or crochet or anything, so I was just like having fun looking at those, but not something I would actually buy. But I did find this embroidery book, and it's from the Royal School of Needlework, and it is about silk shading. So it's basically kind of like painting with thread, and it's really cool on how they like stitch, but like how they plan and draw, and then like how you do the shading. So it's got some like information about shading and like making your stitches look 3-dimensional. There's a couple like projects in the back that you can do. So I just thought it was kind of cool and something that I could, I don't know, learn something new eventually. Really cool, really pretty. So yeah, I'm looking forward to kind of like diving through this and figuring it out. All right, so that is all of my haul. I would totally suggest you look up if you have some kind of secondhand crafting store. I know somebody I was watching on their FlossTube, they had one too, and they went to theirs, and that was really cool. I just like being resourceful and when I can and not buying everything. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of add that stuff to my stash and go back again. I'll be there. I'll be there soon. Maybe next week I'll end up going up and looking at stuff. They have a Cricut there for $150. And I'm like, okay, if it's there next time, maybe I'll get it. If it's there next time, maybe I'll get it. And I haven't bought it yet because it's still there. But I haven't bought it because I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I just want to buy it because it's like so cheap, you know? I'm like, oh. But anyway, that is all the haul that I have for you guys. So let's get into future plans. I want to finish part 7 of the Farming Magic Stitch Along because I don't want to drag that project on forever. I also totally forgot to mention my secret project that I'm working on for my friend. I am 23.9% are done with that or something. And I finally got to stitch on a color that was not green or brown. So that felt really nice. But I'm loving working on that piece. I can't wait to share it with you guys. It's so awesome. So that is another thing that I want to work on this between now and my next FlossTube. I'm just trying to like keep up with it so that it doesn't sneak up on me. Also want to get set up like some kind of schedule for my full coverage. I know a lot of people are like, okay, on this day I stitch this, or I stitch this one for a week, just so they all get touched at some point and they're not just sitting doing nothing. Like I feel bad for Schitt's Creek that's been in timeout for a little while, but I kind of want to do that just so I can keep moving forward with my full coverage pieces and they don't take 9,000 years to finish. I think from now on, whenever I start a new full coverage, it will be on 28 count Lugana and I will be doing 10 stitches. So hopefully that works out, because that is my future plan for all full coverage going forward. And finally, I'm going to start Heart of the Autumn. I probably will wait till about halfway through the month to get it started. I think I have it all kitted up. I just haven't like wound the bobbins and everything, so I need to do that. It uses a lot of the same colors, but there's some purples that come into the fall, and obviously some oranges and things that weren't in the other ones. So I am looking forward to getting started on that soon. And then I've been watching a lot of FlossTube lately, so I wanted to give out some FlossTube shout outs to some people I've been watching. The first one is Becky Got Craft. She doesn't post a ton, but the ones that she does post are gold. She's very funny, and she's got lots of really cool whips going on. She does a lot of full coverage, and she does a lot of nerdy, fandom kind of stitches, and really good. And she's just a fun person to watch, so check her out. The next one is Stitching in La La Land. Her name is Lauren, I believe, and she does a lot of different ones. She's got like a video game pattern. She's doing the Gecko Rouge gamer pattern. And then she's got some Halloween ones going, and I just really like watching her videos. I don't know what it is about them, but I like the project she's working on, and I like seeing her progress. So that's another one that I've really been enjoying. I also started watching Stitching Colors. I think someone mentioned her on Discord or Instagram or something, but she's a Dutch stitcher, and she does a lot of full coverage stitching, and she's got a lot going on, and she's doing this one ocean one that is absolutely stunning. So I've been enjoying watching her updates. She's been going for a long time, so I haven't really caught up with everything, but I've been watching her more recent ones, and yeah, they're really enjoyable, and I like all the projects she's working on. And the last one is one I found the other night, and I just started binge watching most of her videos, and that's Stitching Lemonade. I can't remember her name, but she has a lot of cool like heirloom kind of stuff. So she's stitching one that her grandmother started, and she's finishing it, and it's like birdhouses, and it's really cool. She's stitching this whole full coverage house. So she has a lot of stuff from her grandmother that she inherited, and it's really cool to watch her stitch that kind of stuff up, like it has a family connection to it and everything, and I've been enjoying that. She's really young, and she just got a kitten that's super adorable, so definitely go check out Stitching Lemonade, because she's doing some really cool things. I'm so sorry this video is going to be like so long. Try to keep it short, so we'll try to get through the rest of it really quickly here. But if you've made it this far into this video, thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, you should be subscribed. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, push the button. We are so close to 800 subscribers, which is my next subscriber goal. I think I only have 9 more people. I think I'm at 791. So 9 more subs and we can make it to 800. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody that I'm here and I'm awesome. Also, if you could leave this video a like, that really helps get this video out to other people who might enjoy what I'm stitching. All right, so if you just came for the stitchy stuff, thank you so much for watching. We are gonna get into the chill stuff as my dog sighs the most pathetic way. She's like, I'm done with this. Can you stop? So yeah, let's get into the chill things. The first thing, I finished The Fourth Wing. I was listening to it as an audiobook. I get my audiobooks from my library, and I don't know how I got lucky enough to get it on the first try. So it was kind of weird though, because you get the book for 21 days and then you have to return it, and then you can, because it's digital, you don't get a choice. Like if you have the actual book, you can hold it hostage, but when it's on your phone or digital, they just take it away. So I was sitting there listening to it, and it stopped, And I was like, oh no. And they were like, this book has been returned. And like a week earlier, a couple days earlier, they were like, do you want to get back on the wait list for this book? And I was like, yeah, I'll get back on the wait list because I know I'm not going to finish it in time. It was like 20 hours or something. I'm like, no, I'm not going to finish it. So I'll just get back in line, and then when I get it, I can finish it. And hopefully I'm not stopped at a part where I'm like, no, I have to know. But then like 3 minutes later, it had renewed and I could listen to it again. So I was like, oh, well, that was nice. Even though there was like 100 people on the wait list. I got lucky, I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I was able to finish it. It was really good. Ended with like a crazy cliffhanger, obviously, because they do that to you. But the second book comes out in November. And a lot of times I forget between now and then. So maybe like I'll remember like at the beginning of next year, and it won't be so crazy, everyone trying to listen to it or read it or whatever. And I can do that one. The audiobook was not super awesome for the most part. There were some things about it that were weird, like all of a sudden the quality would get really low and then it would come back, and I sometimes think that she was getting too emotional reading it, that I couldn't understand what was going on because she was like talking too fast. I don't know. But I mean, I understood the story. I know what happens. I'm invested. I'm in there. I'm with them. So, yeah. But it's just weird, like for that caliber of book that's so popular, that they would not have like the best, highest quality audiobook. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna redo it. Who knows? But I did get a new book called The Queue, which is about Austin, Texas has been turned into a quarantine zone, and it's like its own little country inside the United States. And then the rest of the United States exists on their own. And a senator's son gets kidnapped and thrown into the queue, and he meets a girl there, and they have to get him out. So, yeah, I don't know. It sounded interesting. It was available, and I'm going to roll with it. So I've said in a lot of my past FlossTubes that I watch a lot of people playing The Sims on YouTube, and Kelsey Dangerous is my favorite right now. And then I watch a couple people. Whiny Brit is also a really good one. She's super funny. But I've been watching that, but I finally like bit the bullet and I bought the new expansion pack with the ranch and the horses and everything. And I've played it for a little while. I haven't played a ton, but it is fun and it's enjoyable. I just would rather be stitching. So I end up stitching instead of playing The Sims. I think I took a little break and it was fine, but now I'm like, okay, I'm back to stitching and I can watch people play The Sims. I can live vicariously through them. So that's kind of what I've been doing with that. I also got all caught up on What We Do in the Shadows, the new season. It's on FX, but I watch it on Hulu. And Colin Robinson is the best character of all time, like the greatest character ever. There was a part where he was like, I had a weird dream last night that Laszlo was my daddy. And like the previous season, he had turned into like a little boy and Laszlo was his dad. So I don't know, it was hilarious. And just Colin Robinson's great. Like there's an episode where he becomes famous because he gets punched, or he just becomes more interesting, I guess. And like his whole thing is that he's boring and he like sucks the energy out of people as an energy vampire because he's boring and just talks and talks and talks and talks. And so it's just funny. I really like that show. Very good. If you haven't watched it, definitely go back and watch it. Super funny, super silly. Colin Robinson, the best. And they always call him Colin Robinson. No one ever calls him Colin. It's always Colin Robinson. I also watched the first episode and started the second episode of Only Murders in the Building, which is on Hulu. And I love that Meryl Streep and Paul Rudd are on this season. I think that's going to be a really fun little like addition, but it's always, it's a whodunit kind of murder mystery show with Martin Short and Steve Martin and Selena Gomez, and they're a little like triple tag team. They have a podcast, and so they try to solve these murders, and they're super fun and super funny, and it's a great It's a really great show. So if you haven't watched that one, definitely check it out. And I'm going to end this one here. So, not a ton of watching things going on, but that's okay. And yeah, lots of stitching things going on though. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. If you made it this far, I would love to hear about what you guys are stitching in the comments. So if you want to leave me a comment, that would be awesome. Otherwise, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any stitchy updates, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.